How we doing, everybody? It's another beautiful day here in the Cheesy Moon Workshop. Got two projects I'm going to work on today. I'm going to clean up this little Camillus rope knife or Marlin Spike knife, however you want to call that. Then I'm going to clean up this old IXL Hawkbill. I'm going to get that oiled up a little bit, get some snap into it. I'm going to clean this stag with a little bit of toothpaste and toothbrush. It's just like bone or stag or antler. It's natural like teeth, so that works pretty good. I got a little bit of dish soap and some water and a few paper towels here. We're just going to kind of get started scrubbing this down, a little bit of soap and water. And not much of it. See if we can get it. What do you think? That's pretty good shape. I told you. Okay, thank you. So I could go get this little bag of brushes my wife found at one of the local thrift stores. They're marked on there as crevice brushes for detailing cars, but they work pretty good for getting down in these knife channels, giving them a good scrub out. Again, this knife was pretty clean, so I'm not expecting to have any super revealing results off of that. We'll get that laid out of the way. Open up this spike. This thing has a monster spring on it. I don't know if you heard that or not, but man, that joker snaps. Bigger brush on that one. Just wipe her down. Nothing special about that one. We are going to use a little bit of polish on the bolsters. Clean those up a little bit. But this little knife is good to go. I love the shape of that blade. And I'm not a sailor, and I don't know that I'd ever use a Marlin Spike for anything other than potentially pop a hole in the side of a jug or something. You see, there was a little bit of crud in there. Good old popsicle sticks, you can't beat those for assisting with a cloth or paper towel down in those channels. It'll do the trick. I don't like putting harsh cleaner down inside the knife. That pretty much does it for this one. And grab a little bit of mineral oil. Touch it down in here along these springs. I like mineral oil because it is food safe if you wanted to use your knife to, excuse me, to do some food prep. See if this got a good snap on it. Yes it does. And then this blade here, this is locked. You have to push this little lever down here to unlock the spike. But yeah, I'd say it's got a little bit of snap to it. All right, and now we're shining up a little bit. While we're doing this, not much to talk about here. I'll share the couple of events of the weekend as I posted on a Facebook post. I had to fix my lawnmower. So I ordered a new carburetor and got that ready to be put together. Then I'm at an estate sale, and I run across a lawnmower just like the one I have, and they said it wouldn't start. So I looked at it, pulled on it a couple times, opened the gas tank, and in Western fashion of a Carl and Sling Blade, I said, ain't got no gas in it. But she sold it to me for $20. I came home, put that new carburetor on it, fired it up, runs like a champ. So I ordered another carburetor to fix the mower I already had, and I'll have two working lawnmowers for $40. Either have a backup or sell or trade one for a knife. That shined up pretty good. Go to this end. We can see what it looks like here. Yes, sir, Bob. It does a good job. We'll get this little handle here. We'll edit some of this out, I'm sure. Here's my preferred buffing method. Wad it up so it's a nice, soft, but firm pad there, then you can really get aggressive with it. And it does a good job. Well, there we go. One Camillus Marlin Spike knife shined up, ready to be sold at the Ellaville Knife Show coming up on November 15 in Ellaville, Georgia. I'll put a little advertisement up there, but that's coming up sooner than all of us realize. So there we go, guys. That is really cleaned up. I will, it has a never been sharpened edge on it. I may run across the ceramic honing rod, but I'm not going to try to redo the edge. It's brand new. I don't see any reason to sharpen it. I'll hone the edge, and there we go. 10 minutes or so cleaned up. Now this guy, I want to spend a little, I do have to, this knife, turn of the century, late 1800s, early 1900s, definitely pre-World War I, by the Tang stamp. A little bit of a condition issue on the edge of the blade where a novice sharpener tried to sharpen it up, but it's already fairly snappy. We're going to get that tuned up. So we just throw a little toothpaste on here. Nothing fancy, nothing with dyes or colors, just cheap dollar store toothpaste. Yeah, cover my pad a little bit there. I can use it on the metal. It's toothpaste is mild abrasive. See all that yellow color coming off there. Another thing I've done I did it on bone, not necessarily stag, but on some bone, I soaked it in hydrogen peroxide. And it didn't really do much to alter the color, but there was a whole bunch of stuff laying in the bottom of the container when I was done. But I think I did brighten it up a little bit. I'll try to do it before and after here. I'll hold it real still and get a screenshot. And we'll do. This side is absolutely gorgeous. I shared the story with Kevin, the knife doctor. I guess I'll go ahead and share with y'all. This knife came from one of my favorite knife shops, Sanford, Florida, Guns and Comics. And I've been shopping with these fellas for years now. When I went in that store the day I bought this, they were like, hey, we got some $1 knives for you to look at, because they know I buy broken knives or whatever. I found one little Victorinox keychain knife, or classic, or SD, haven't even opened up to find out. Looked at some other knives they have in there. They have a few hundred or more. And then one fellow comes bringing out a cigar box and said, I almost forgot about these. And there was a half a dozen of fixer-upper knives in there. And I looked down and I saw this bone handle. I didn't even open it up to see who made it, what it was. It's not bone, it's stag, but didn't even look at it. I just said, how much you want for this old knife? And he said, yeah, give me $20. So I gave him $20 for it. And oh, look at that, it came off of there. And I don't feel like I took advantage of him. It's a dirty old knife that needs cleaned up, and yeah, I'd say that was a little bit dirty, and I'm definitely thinking that brightened up a little bit. But we got other steps to take on this, and I'm even going to apply some wax to that stag once I'm done to help hydrate it and preserve it. We got a little crevice brush down in here. We'll do soap on it. I might leave it on Amazon. I do a search for crevice brushes. I can't get that expensive. I think I'm going to do a good job of working on the there. This knife's going to be for sale at the show. I have an idea of what I want to get for it, and I'm going to I can't get one knife, I'm going to keep it. That's what I love this knife. Okay. Yeah, it's working on this one. I can feel it. Oh, yeah. The major stuff out there. I know this. anybody watching this is not a knife guy. Always work with a knife blade. Always be mindful where your hands are at. I won't say I haven't been bit, but it's not very often. It's usually a multi-blade knife that you get careless with, and then get you the most. Yeah, let's get there. Yeah, I'll just take it down the inside and clean it a little bit. This first pass, we'll just get some of the grime off of it, and then at the middle over here. It's probably the first oil this knife has seen in a long time. I really don't want to use Scotch-Brite or fiber wheel or anything on this knife other than touching up the edge. I want to leave all this patina. I mean, this knife is definitely 100 years old. How much more than that? Easily 100, 110 years old. I don't want to alter it too much from its natural patina. Get some oil down in this thing. I do like rim oil and you know, my WD-40s and stuff, but especially on stag or bone, natural bone, I try not to use too much harsh chemicals on them. Work that joint a little bit. There's some grime coming out of there. See how the snap is looking. Oh yeah. For a 100-year-old knife with a half stop, I'll take that any day. And again, there's still some, give me a little toothpick here. Yeah, see, there's still rust and what have you down in there. All right, let's give a little bit of dab of mineral oil on here. Somebody suggested that I sand this stag down, and I don't feel a need to sand it down. It's already pretty pocket worn smooth as it is. Again, with the age of this knife, I don't want to do much to mess it up. I stole a phrase from Kevin the Knife Doctor out of like the first or second video that I watched on his channel. He mentioned sometimes you got to let an old knife be an old knife. This is one of those cases. You just let this old knife be the old knife that it is in all its glory. And let all the patina and the scars tell the story. I realize I'm just kind of flopping around here. Don't even know if I'm in frame on half of this because the camera's about 8 inches over my head. Before I call this knife done, I'm probably going to give it a mineral oil bath. Let it soak for 24 to 48 hours. You really flush it out good. But I'll take a 100-year-old snap like that any day. Let me move some of this trash out of the way. Wipe the old mat down. This was this mat was a gift from the knife doctor. Very early, very early in the Cheesy Moon workshop existence. Only been up a month or so. He sent that mat to me as a gift, and I use it quite often, almost every video. But guys, I'm not going to fuss about that at all. And when I rework this blade, that's good old carbon steel. I do have a piece of paper here. I don't know how sharp it is, if it even cut. Well, yeah, it already will cut. I run to refine that edge a little bit, clean it up. I don't know if I can get a stand up here. Let's see if I can get you a good close look at this. You can see there was some pitting on that blade, just purely from being over 100 years old. But this is the edge here that I want to refine, where they got a little bit scarred up there. I'm going to get that sort of buffed out. Well, focus now. I mean, they didn't trash the blade, but didn't do a very good job either. But there we go, Fog. Get a shot of that tang stamp. I'll maybe put a little Mother's on this bolster. But I think she cleaned up just fine. Again, I'll work a little bit more on the inside there, get that cleaned out without digging at it or scratching it up. There you go, guys. IXL Hawkbill and a Camillus. I'll put the date on the Camillus up there. It's fairly new. Focus. Camillus Stainless USA. That blade is in absolute perfect condition, and man, what a snap this thing's got. That spike will take your finger off if you get in the way. There you go, guys. That's this weekend's cleanup. Again, I had to get the lawnmower fixed before I could do this because my wife does not like the yard being out of control, and it was about 18 inches tall. So I had to get it done. Thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody being here. Please remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, but above all, have a beautiful day.